it's Linda Canasi from iCrafter. Welcome to our channel. Today I'm sharing a new die that we have that's out this month. It's called the Matchbook Stitched Base. And whenever there's a base die, that means there's other things that add on to it. So I'm excited to share this one that is the start of a lot of different things that you can add to it. There are 21 pieces in this set, so that's quite a bit. I'm going to show how to assemble the basic matchbook base and embellish it. There is an additional coordinating piece out there called the Matchbook Jungle Cat add-on, but I am just showing the Matchbook Stitched base on this one. So what I did is I cut out the front and back piece, and these are the main pieces you will need to make the matchbook. And you'll see down here, this is the bottom with all these holes, and there's a crease line right between them. So you want to, this is a side facing up, you want to fold it back so that you have this nice, the pretty side over here. This is our I-Press burnisher. It comes with a dense foam pad that you could use with the ball part, and we're going to be using that later today. But this flat part is really nice to create clean folds, very clean folds, like a bone folder. Now on this curved side, there's another crease at the top, so I'm going to fold it back and do again a really nice crease on that. You want it to be nice and flat. I'm using liquid adhesive. Let me go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to add some adhesive right here on the flap. And then I'm going to flip this over and attach it like that. So the seam is going to be on the inside. And I'll show you in a second what I mean. So when I flip it over, this is the inside of the matchbook, and so it's inside there. And you could, of course, use any, I would suggest thicker cardstock so that it holds up really well. So that is the main part. There is another line there, and the additional crease line is so that you get some additional depth to it, so you can have something a little bit thicker in here. So just like a matchbook, it will have the double or the little depth, about 1/2 inch there. So you can see that now we have something that looks like a matchbook right there, whether it's on the inside or the outside. And the fun thing about this, it fits inside an A2 envelope, so it is like a variation of a card. But there's other fun things you can do with this because it is something you add pieces to. Maybe I'll do the front first, and then we'll go ahead and add the pages. So I have these pieces. I cut 3 of the leaves. And then there's these flower shapes, and I designed these to be Iceland poppy looking flowers, and I absolutely love Iceland poppies, so they are in those colors. And so basically you would cut 3 of each of these shapes, and then these are the center pieces. So what I'm going to do, this is when the foam pad comes in really handy so that you can make the flower petals. And what you do is with the ball part, you just start rubbing it inside. You can go up the stems a little bit, each petal, if you want to add more curl to it. And what I would suggest is, like the outer ones, you have less curl, and then the inner ones you have more curl. So you can see this is a little flatter and this is much more curved. So it will build it up, and this will be, in theory, a little in between the two. So flat, medium, and very curly. So it'll look like a really fun Iceland poppy idea. So again, I'm going to do each one of these. This will be the very curly one. Also do the leaves, and I'm going to flip one of the leaves just to add some variety in them. think I wrinkled that. So just kind of, this just adds more dimension to the leaves as you're going. If you're looking for something a little more dimensional and a little more fun that way, you can go ahead and do that. And again, that's the iPress burnisher. Now I'm going to first stack the flowers. So again, I have the flattest one, the second flattest one, and the more curved one. So what you want to do when you do these is just stagger them. So you don't want to do it exactly apart, so you don't want to do X's. You want to do them slightly off. You see that? And then this one, it fills up those empty gaps. So what you end up with is a very full looking flower. Okay? So again, let me show you. So here's the flattest one, second flattest, curvy one. Add a little bit of adhesive in the center. Take this, and you don't want to do it like that. You want to do it slightly off. So there's little bits of gap in there between the petals, because you don't want it to look too symmetrical. So, and then we're going to do the yellow one again. And then, while that's drying, I'm going to use my i-Grip reverse tweezers, and these pieces are actually the center of the flowers. These are Iceland, so they have kind of a pale yellow, kind of little hints of green in them. So I just decided to do the center in a light green color. So, and I've also done these where I've just used seed beads, glued some seed beads, those tiny little beads in the center, which is also kind of a fun idea. So you see it kind of flattened out again, so you want to press down the center and then push up the petals again. So there are my poppies. So I'm going to do the front of my flower. I'm going to lay it flat open like this, so that I could kind of see where I'm going. And in this set, there are also words, thinking of you, thank you, for you, which you could put on the outside as well as on the inside. That's the beauty of this. You can add pages on the inside, but I'm going to, on the outside of this one, just put the flowers and some leaves. So while you can see, I'm going to pull up some of the petals. I'm also going to start laying them down in there, and I'm adding adhesive to the back flower. Not all the way flat, because I don't want it to be all the way flat. I'm just going to add it. And the thing is, you don't want to go too low as well. I'm going to move it up a little bit, because this part has to tuck into the base, or the lip that comes through, that holds the front. So I'm just going to do it. I'm going to intermix the petals a little bit. And then this last one, and I just love designing flowers so much. They are so much fun. And the other thing too is you can go wider than the background or the matchbook surface, because it's dimensional, so it has a lot of fun to it. I'm going to add the leaves now, and again, I'm not going to put adhesive all the way across the whole back of it, because I want it to have some depth. So I'm just kind of doing it as a strip there, and then I'll just tuck it in back where I want it. There's one. And what I'm going to do before I before I finish it is I am going to pull forward the petals so that they are more dimensional. So I want to kind of leave a little area to do that. Okay. And I like how the leaves have some dimension too. Of course, I'd rather have the flower petals in front of the leaves. So I'm going to tuck it up a little bit there. And that's the fun part about this. You can adjust as you go. And then this is going to be the last leaf I'm going to do over here. And this is the i-Clik die pick, which is, again, so handy because it gives you, any of these tools come in so handy because they give you like extra hands to grab things, move things, little detailed things. Now, you see how the flowers all look pretty flat? Well, once the adhesive dries and I feel comfortable that it's not going to lift up the wrong part, you can go ahead and start lifting these petals. Now, if you were to mail this, they will go flat, but at least if you're giving this either in person or something like that, or you can have the dimension. Look at how cute that looks now with all that dimension in there. Okay, so that's the front of it. You could have added some words if you wanted to, but I'm going to leave my poppies looking like that, and I'm going to start working on the inside part. The fun thing is that it's large enough that you can give a piece of Ghirardelli candy if you wanted to. The thing is, though, the Ghirardelli's a little bit heavier. I mean, it depends on how thick of a cardstock you use, but it does tend to get floppy. It's heavier than the cardstock. So I'm going to show you a little trick on how to do it. You don't want to cover up the holes, so you want to go kind of high. And I'm using my Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher tool, and I'm just going to staple it. Now, I don't like the look of the staple back there, and it's also too weak, so I'm going to add a second piece just to add strength to that. Add some adhesive and finish it off like this. And you want to definitely go around all the holes because you want it to be nice and strong. Okay. And I recommend more adhesive than this, but I'm doing it kind of fast for this project. And when you do this too, you want to align the holes, but as you notice, it also covers up the staple, so there's no chance of the staple hurting anybody. So it does kind of double duty. It holds the candy, it gives it a little bit sturdier background, and it hides that staple. So I'm just going to do that. You could tie a ribbon around the top if you want. It'll add a pretty little look to it too. So, and you can also color this if you wanted to. There's a lot of different things you can do along the way. There are additional pieces to add, like a photo, Instack type photo, just tons of things. So, but for this project, I'm going to stop with this piece. It's going to go, you just line up these holes at the bottom, okay? And it's going to go in here like that. And the fun thing is, at the bottom is where these holes are, you can just add ribbon, and I'm using a piece of ribbon. It's a 1/4 inch ribbon that I had, and I'm just going to put it in this side and this side. Just want to, now you could again add several more cards to the inside of this. It's always something you can do if you want to. I think a cute thing would be to have the words for you or thinking of you on another card in front of this, or you can just, give this as a little treat to someone. You can see this is kind of the idea. Trim it down just a touch. Like that. And now when you give this, you just tuck it in just like that. And what a cute little card. You can again give it as a card, stick it in an envelope. It's a little bit thicker, but you can press this part back and down so it is flatter. You can add the candy, you can add a note, you can add photos, you can add several blank pages and just have some fun things that you could add to it. Other shapes, there are, here's all the main pieces. Oh, a little tag. There are hearts and butterflies, and there are, like I said, the words. There's a little arrow. There's a shadow for the butterfly. There are just so many little pieces, and since this is a base, there will be additional pieces coming out for it. And you can see the front and the back, and just how cute is that. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications. And also please visit icrafter.com for more ideas. And thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.